guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Melly. I appreciate you guys being here. Today we're actually going to be doing a book vlog, which I'm very excited. We're going to focus on seeing how much I can read in a week and seeing if I can finish my physical TBR for the month of July in this vlog. I am going to be focusing and narrowing down on just 4 specific books. I think 3 of them I did have on my July TBR. One of them I just added, and the main reason is because it's July 31st. It's Thursday. We're gonna do this week vlog from Thursday to Thursday, and I'm not the fastest reader. I just got back into reading and I am definitely not a fast reader, and I really want to finish some books. So in order to do that, I have to add less to my pile because we're at the end of the month. I did have a vacation this month, so that's another reason why I'm so behind. I think I took like 2 weeks off and I still feel like I'm on vacation mode. I'm actually planning my next vacation, so it's like all exhilarating and exciting, but I need to get back to reality too, you know? So let's go ahead and share with you guys the books that I will be reading this week. And these are in no particular order because I do read one and then I go back to the other, because honestly, this book right here, My Friends by Frederick Bachman, it is so, to me, it's like so emotional and sad. It's so happy too. Like, his writing is immaculate, but I just can't get through reading more than a couple chapters like a day. And it's such a quotable book. It's such a good book. And I know it's going to be a 5-star for me. I just know that I can't read I can't read more than a couple of chapters. I have to kind of balance it out with something else. But I have gone through a bit of a chunk of this. I am on page 151, and as you can see, I have been tabbing it, so I'm very excited. Tons of quotes, but yeah, this is one of the books that I want to get through in this reading vlog. And then let me share with you the other ones that I want to get through. So one of them is One Perfect Couple by Ruth Ware. This is actually the book that we picked out for my little book club that I have on my Patreon, if you're interested. The tier you need to be on is tier 1, which is $2 a month if you want to join that, and you get access to a couple more things as well. But it's called One Perfect Couple. I'm on chapter 15. It's page 189 out of 390 pages. So I am about 45% of the way in, and it's a really good book. I'm really enjoying it. I love the like Love Island / Survivor aspect of it. It's really good, and lately I've been having like sadness that Love Island is over, so I'm glad that I can like read a book. We'll read a couple books because the next one too, and feel that nostalgia again or whatever, even though, I mean, Love Island just finished a couple weeks ago. The other book that I have that I want to finish on this vlog is The Compound by Aisling Rawlings. Honestly, I'm not sure what page I'm on. I'm in between page like 70 and 80. I'm gonna have to look at it because I did accidentally move the pages, so I don't remember what page I'm on. But that's the 3rd book. And then the 4th book that I want to get through, I'm not sure. There's a couple that I have like on here that I really want to read. One of them is A Happy Marriage by, I believe it's A.R. Tor, or I'm in between that one or The Butcher by Jennifer, is that Hiller? Oh my gosh, Hillier? I feel like I can't see. I think it's Jennifer Hillier. So it's one of those. It's in between one of those two. Like I said, I don't just read one book and finish and then move on to the next one. I'm like reading them all at the same time. I don't know if anybody does that, but I do. Once I get like tired of reading a book for the day, I go to the next one and I read a couple chapters. And I don't know, surprisingly, I feel like my mind works well that way. A lot of people say theirs don't, and they have to finish a book before they start a new one, which, you know, power to you. I get kind of bored, I guess, if I read about the same characters, or if a character is annoying the crap out of me, I gotta read something else. That is it for right now. I'm still deciding, but I'm probably gonna read the little blurb to see which one I want to read, but it's between A Happy Marriage and The Butcher. The Butcher I've been wanting to read since I first started reading. Happy Marriage is a new one that got on my radar maybe a couple days ago. So I may honestly go with that one just because, well, let me see which one's shorter. That's what we're gonna do. Which one is shorter? So A Happy Marriage has 245 pages. Wow, okay, it's very short. And then let's see, if The Butcher's longer, we're just gonna go with A Happy Marriage. The Butcher has 345. So that answers my question. We're gonna read A Happy Marriage. It just is what it is. So My Friends by Frederick Bachman, A Happy Marriage by A.R. Torr, The Compound by Aisling Rawlings, and One Perfect Couple by Ruth Ware. Those are the 4 books that you guys are going to be hearing about in this vlog. So wish me luck. I'm going to start today. I will probably let you guys know how much I read in the morning because it is 3:06. So I'm just going to lay down with the lights off and I'm going to read on my Kindle. So I'm going to choose one of these books. Obviously, it's not going to be My Friends because I'm going to be laying down. I'll let you guys know. I'll update you guys. See you guys in the next clip. Hey guys, so it is July 31st. It's Thursday. It's 6:51 p.m. And what I will say is I am very proud of myself for actually reading last night. So when I left you guys last night, I did end up picking up my Kindle and reading. I ended up going with The Compound by Aisling Rawlings. Yeah, so on here, I went ahead and wrote what page I started on yesterday. I started on page 77, which was chapter 5 of The Compound. And let's see how far I got into it last night before I fell asleep. I fell asleep, I would say, around 7 in the morning. So I had a couple of hours of sleep. Let's see, I made it to page 186 and the book is 293 pages. So I'm about 63% of the way done with this book. And it is getting pretty good. There was like a little lull in the middle of this book. I was like, why am I still reading this book? It's a little bit repetitive, I would say. But I got through that little halt and now we're at some exciting part. If you guys don't know what The Compound is, it's basically like a Love Island / Survivor. I think they called it like a mix between Love Island and Lord of the Flies, which I've never read, seen, heard of Lord of the Flies. I know a lot of people have, so don't kill me in the comments if that's like your favorite of all time. I don't know what it is, but I think it's kind of like Survivor as well, where there is a group of people who are supposed to be coupling up together and people who aren't in a couple are at the risk of going home. And it's just crazy because the girls ended up at the compound first, and so they didn't have to work to get there, but all the men had to work to get there. A lot of them fighting off like wild dogs because this is in the middle of like the desert. So it's a bunch going on. I feel like right now I'm at the part where it's heightened because I think there's only 6 members left. Once they get down to 5 members being there, then they don't have to be in a couple and no one's at risk of going home. And right now there's a lot of like animosity of who is actually contributing to the compound and who deserves to be there kind of thing. So right now that's kind of what they're fighting about. A lot has happened. The main character that we follow, her name is Lily or Lils, and I'm going to say she's resilient and she's resourceful. I'm trying not to like put anything too informational about it because I don't want to give out any spoilers in case you do decide to read this book, but I really am enjoying it. First, whenever I started it, I know this is her debut novel, and at first when I started it, I definitely thought it was going to be a 5-star read because it kind of felt like FOMO in a way. I heard some people talk about it and I was on the late train to Love Island. So as soon as I heard people talking about this book, I was like, you know what? I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. So I went ahead and bought the physical copy, but since it's more like a relaxing read or just like a fun read, I didn't feel like I needed to read the physical book, so I went ahead and bought it on Kindle, and that's why I've been reading it on my Kindle because I'm not gonna like annotate it. I'm not gonna, not to say that this book isn't worthy of like annotating or like finding great quotes. It's just not, to me it's a fun read. So I have the book if I want to, but I doubt I will. But this is what the front cover looks like. I can't believe I'm close to being done with this book on day 1. Like, thank you, I'm doing pretty good. Today, I think I'm going to try to finish this book. I think I can finish it today or tonight. It is almost 7 p.m. It's 6:56 now. And I've been working on some crochet projects. But then I got a couple of cool packages. One of them is brand new yarn that I will be reviewing on my channel. I was not thinking that the yarn was going to come in this quick, so I will be filming that tomorrow instead of the video that I thought was going to go up for Saturday. I also got some book mail, which I am on constant order on Amazon, which is terrible. There's just so many books. I don't know. I don't want to have FOMO. Like, I have FOMO with everything. When people are like, oh, I'm reading this book, I'm like, adds to cart. Does anybody else have that issue? Because I do. So I got these books today, and let's go ahead and go through these. This one is called Summer Rental. It's by Rec Talk Ross. So from what one of the YouTubers was talking about, it is a thriller. It's about like people staying at a like a summer rental house, and there's like a killer on the loose or something like that. So let's go ahead and read the blurb. Riley, March, and her friends are headed to Ritzy, remote Palm Key Island for one last blowout party weekend before college. It's the vacation of a lifetime, beautiful beaches, epic nightlife, and hot guys like Riley's crush, superstar soccer player Sebastian Ramos. There's just one catch. Everyone on this trip is hiding something. Riley is hiding her past in order to fit in, Sebastian is hiding his feelings for Riley, and someone is hiding what really happened to Jordan Chang, a classmate that mysteriously died last summer. Things take a dark turn after one of their friends goes missing and a hurricane cuts the group off from civilization. Trapped into the rental house, a killer stalks them one by one. No one is safe. Everyone's a suspect. As the body count rises, Riley and her friends will have to confront the secrets they've been keeping if they want to stay alive. That sounds really good. So yes, I got that one, Summer Rental. I may not even read it in the summer, but you know, I still think like in the fall reading summer books, I don't know if that's kind of like cringe for anybody, but to me, I feel like I would definitely do that just because I miss the summer while I'm in the fall. You know what I mean? It makes sense in my head. So the next one I have is The Woman in Cabin 10. I already have The Woman in Suite 11. It is in a hardback because it just came out, and this one is in paperback, which is fine. It says coming to Netflix, so I don't know if it's already on Netflix. You guys let me know if you know. This is by Ruth Ware. And I did end up buying a couple more of these, which should be coming, or they already came and they're at the rental house. But I did buy The Lying Game by Ruth Ware. I'm reading One Perfect Couple, and you guys have heard me talk about that one in this video. And then I bought The It Girl as well. So I really like Ruth Ware's writing style. It's not, like I said, I keep saying, I just started reading, like back to reading again. It's not my very favorite, but it's such an easy read to me. Like the way she writes, her writing style is not hard to understand or comprehend. So I really do enjoy her writing style. Now, do I ultimately love it? No, but it's good. It's good because you know, when I'm bored, you just want it to come easily and naturally when you're reading, and I don't feel like I get lost. On My Friends, I feel like I love his writing style. He is so like poetic. But it does take a little bit more of me and my efforts up here to understand what he is trying to say sometimes. There's things that I've misunderstood and I've talked to my coworkers about, and they're like, I don't think he was trying to say that. And I'm like, oh, that's how I misunderstood that. So, I mean, you know, but I love his writing style. Love it. Just takes a little bit more in me to like think about what he's trying to tell me. But yeah, we got this one, and there is no little blurb. There's that one. And then the last one that I got is The Summer Holiday, One Chance Meeting Will Destroy Everything. It's by S.E. Lines. This one does have a blurb. It says, one loving couple, one surprise guest, 1 week to destroy everything. When the doorbell rings, I took one last look around the villa. The nuts and olives are in bowls. The white wine is chilling in the fridge. Everything is ready for my old college friend, the guest I'm dying to impress. When I open the door, Coco steps from the dusty street into the cool-tilled hall, as effortlessly beautiful as ever, but then her face freezes in horror. Her mouth falling open, I turn to see my husband Jeff behind me, his eyes wide, his cheeks pale. After a moment, they both smile, pretending nothing happened at all, but I know what I saw. This holiday was meant to rescue my marriage, not ruin it. But the connection between my friend and my husband isn't what I thought. All three of us have something to lose and something to fight for. And when the truth comes out, not all of us will survive. Wow. Yeah. So that's that one. It says an utterly addictive psychological thriller full of suspense. So This is what the cover looks like. So I'm really excited to read that. As you can see, I'm getting like back into thriller, mystery, psychological thrillers, murders. Those are my favorite books. I always come back. I feel like when I need a palate cleanser, and I know that's crazy to say because it's like murder, killers, you know, connecting dots. But to me, that is my palate cleanser for all these romanticities, because to me some of these romanticities are cringe. I'm not gonna lie, some of the stuff I'm like, you can guess from like 5 miles away, you know what I mean? And these thrillers, if they're really good thrillers, oh, they like scratch and itch in my brain so hard. I don't know how to explain that, but I guess that's exactly what I mean. But yeah, that is it. Those are all the books that I want to talk to you about. I wanted to update you guys. I am going to read a little bit. It's 7 o'clock. I was going to watch some YouTube, but I think I want to read and try to finish The Compound. If anything crazy happens, I will update you guys. Usually I read in bed, so that's why I don't like, I know a lot of people record themselves reading. It's unflattering, me laying in bed, just, you know, reading. So I will share with you guys if anything crazy happens. I will have to come back in here and tell you, because yeah, I think it's gonna escalate from here. We only got about 100 or so pages left, so I mean, come on, we gotta hit like a top hitter. Right now it's just kind of like this, something did happen, but now we're back to this, so we're bobbing along this line. We got to get up here. So if not, then it will probably be in like my 3.5 to 4 star read. We'll see though. We'll see. All right, I'll be back. Hey guys, so it is Friday. It's August 1st. It's 2:16 p.m. I wanted to come on here last night, early morning, like at 3 a.m. when I finished The Compound, because I did finish The Compound yesterday. Thank you. I didn't think I was gonna finish another book. I am happy that I did. Let me just give you a background. Like, there was a couple of twists and turns on The Compound that I did not expect. I kind of saw some of them coming, but a lot of them I was like, wow, okay, this is where she's going. This is where we're going with it. Okay. Still, it didn't reach the point where I thought it was going to reach. And to me, I don't know, like, I didn't like the ending. I was more interested, let's just say that I was more interested in the love aspect of The Compound versus the competition, I guess you can say. And I really wanted to see where our main character was going to be after the games. Does that make sense? Like, I wanted to see her living her life after the games and seeing what she did and if she was going to pursue the couple that she was in. That's what I wanted to know. I didn't get any of that. So it was kind of a letdown. At least give me like 4 pages of what happened after. You know what I mean? Like, especially when you go through all of that on your own, with complete strangers. Her life situation sounded like it was just as bad. I just wanted to know where she was going to end up and if her life was better, because that's the reason why she even wanted to go on this competition in the first place. It kind of hints at what she would do after leaving the compound, but I wanted to like have definitive proof of what she did. So that irks me. Some people probably didn't even care. They were there strictly for the games on the compound. But, you know, it's just like Love Island, like the tell-alls or whatever after, like, that we're going to get this month. That's what I want. That's what I need. I need, like, a synopsis, like an ending to the beginning, to all of it. So I didn't get that. So I did end up rating it a 4 on Goodreads, but in my journal that I will walk you guys through, I'm going to rate it a 3.75. Like I said, keep in mind, I don't know what to expect out of these books. I don't know if I'm grading them too harsh or if I'm being too lenient. I don't think I'll get my footing with the rating until I'm like, I've read more books. Until I've gotten more books under my belt, I'll know what I like as well as what I don't like, as well as what I think would be a better outcome to the book or more twists and turns, you know, because this one did have a fair amount of twists and turns, but they weren't like too significant and they've only lasted for like 10 pages. The max, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't a whole chapter on it or something. I don't know. I feel like that's what I'm expecting to get like a good 5-star read, or to feel like I love this book and I can't stop thinking about it. Now, I will say, whenever I finished Love Island and I started The Compound, that's exactly how I felt. I couldn't stop thinking about The Compound and I couldn't put it down. But I think it had more to do with me like missing Love Island when it first began, so I wanted to gobble something up that was similar. One Perfect Couple and The Compound were the two like Love Island-y books that I was like obsessed in my head. But then when I actually started them, they're a little bit different. One Perfect Couple is more like murder and like a tragedy. Like it's kind of leaning towards Survivor versus just like Love Island, even though they're in a couple. I think I don't really watch Survivor, but I think Survivor is in a couple too. Anyway, that's the end of The Compound for me. And then the next one that I started, which is crazy for you guys to even like hear with your own little ears, because I literally didn't think I was gonna pick this up. And it's just because I was watching someone on YouTube talk about how they love romantasy and they love smut, and I'm just like, what am I missing what's the reason why I don't think that I would like it? I feel like it would be so cringe. And I'm not trying to make anybody feel like you shouldn't be reading smut. Like, that's not my issue. My issue is with me and why I feel this way. And I'm like, have I even read a book that has smut or that's like fantasizing? You know what I mean? Like, have I ever read anything like that? No, I have not. Even some of my friends that I know in person love that. And someone recommended The Priest to me and I never ever opened that book up. I have it. I never opened it up. I bought it. Still haven't read it. So I'm like, maybe I should give it a try. Like, don't just completely write it off just because I think it'll be cringy, even though I feel like it is going to be cringy. There was this book that she was talking about and she said it's a very quick read. And I'm like, you know what? I need I guess sort of like a palate cleanser from The Compound. I was reading, like whenever I finished The Compound, I went straight into One Perfect Couple, and I was already like done with I've already got my cap on like the aspect of Love Island and the aspect of like Survivor. Like, I just want to read something different, especially because they're not similar at all, but I was just like trying to remember who's who and trying to understand each character again. And I'm like, okay, I need to take a break between these two. And so I picked up The Dare. So The Dare by Harley Lauro, it's supposed to be like a dark fantasy, smut fantasy. I think you guys know what I'm talking about. So basically it starts off with this girl who in high school, she was the prom queen, she was the captain of the cheerleading squad, and she was with a guy who was of course, just like, I mean, it was just that couple, right? That couple that everybody talks about in movies and stuff. He was the quarterback, the captain of the football team. He was a prom king, and I think it kept referencing that he kept cheating on his girlfriend. So she ended up doing it back to him with let me quote unquote, the weirdo of their high school year or whatever. So it is about a couple. They're no longer together, and she slept with the weirdo of their high school graduation year. Is that how you say it? And she loathes him, but she actually really wants him. She's like fantasizing about him. I don't know. Okay, so the book starts off with her going to a big Halloween party at some guy's house. This is after college or during college. And she sees the weirdo that she had like a quick kiss with. Her boyfriend ended up beating him up. He ended up pulling a knife. He almost killed somebody. They have these weird interactions. It's like she loathes him and she wants him, and you could tell that he wants her. So then things start getting interesting. I mean, they start playing games at this Halloween party. I mean, things just take a turn. Like, I'm barely on page like 72 out of 109. So I'm almost done with the book. Would I say that I like the genre? I'm not against it, but like, I get why some people read it, I guess. I just don't understand reading it outside of your house. I don't know. Maybe if the cover doesn't look daring, you know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I'm just like a little too modest for it. I have no clue. But I did want to share that with you guys, that I did end up reading one of the books because I wanted to see what it was about. And she did not lie. It's very graphic. So I mean, if that's, like, to each their own. I'm not shaming anyone or saying anything bad about it. I'm just saying I really like thrillers and mystery killers. And I remember the specific video that I watched, she was talking about how there was one with serial killers in it and, smut. And I was just like, I can't read that. Like, that sounds too, like, she was just like, some people like it, some people don't. And I'm just like, you are completely right. And I don't think I could read a book like that. This book is more just like cutesy and fun and like making people feel uncomfortable in their situation. So more on that, and that's okay with me. But like serial killers and killing and them getting off on it and like having smut scenes with the corpses, stuff like that. I don't think I would ever reach a point to where I would be like, oh, maybe I should read that. But everybody has their own taste, so that is not me. Anyways, we ended up getting some mail yesterday that I should have shared with you guys yesterday, but I left it in the bag to share with you guys today, so let me grab it. I ended up getting mail yesterday. I had already opened it, but I wanted to open it with you guys again, and it is this book. It is Legends of Lemuria. It is such a beautiful cover and everything. And I haven't actually opened it, so I wanted to open it with you guys and then just read the little synopsis. It's so pretty. It's a little damaged, but it's very pretty. Damaged right there. It says The Bridge. I think this is a standalone book as of right now. I don't know if there's going to be a second book or not. It says Unveil Lemuria's Secrets, Rewrite Destiny. In a future dystopia, Zaya Alexander lives in crumbling ruins playing the world's most illegal and addictive virtual reality game. After the loss of her mother, she plays the game for her shot at freedom. Zaya discovers a map that leads to Lemuria, a real fantasy world full of dragons, wicked fairies, and assassins where her mother is alive, and the two princes try to win her heart. Let's see if there's a map in here. There is. Look at that. That's the map, and I saw Lemuria up here. Nice, nice, nice. I'm excited to start this book. Let's see how long it is. 457 pages, so just shy of 500 pages. It doesn't look like terrible text. I do wish the font was just a tad bit bigger, but that's just me. I did go onto TikTok and found the author. She said there's like a little golden nugget for every start of a chapter. So it does have like a photo of something drawn, and she says that gives you an insight. And then she says there's always like this little blurb right here. It's kind of like the entry of a passage or something, like I think it's like of a notebook or something. I'm terrible with my memory. But she did say something like that. But yeah, I have this book. I'm so excited to have it and to read it. Of course, we're not going to start anything new right now. We have the books that are currently on my list. So I will finish The Dare tonight, which I did add this book out of nowhere. Like I said, I'm on page 73 out of 109 pages. It's a very short one. And then I'm going back and forth between that one and One Perfect Couple. And then we can start on A Happy Marriage. I'm excited to start this one. It's only 245 pages, so I feel like I would finish that pretty quickly. I think we are going to finish all these books this week. The only one that I'm wary about is My Friends by Frederick Bachman, just because I am literally wanting to take my time with that book because it has so many good quotes in it and it's so relatable. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I just recently watched a negative review video on My Friends and how they had to DNF. Maybe it wasn't a video, maybe it was just a TikTok. I saw several people in the comments saying that they had to DNF it because it wasn't relatable to them. And I'm just like, how? You know what I mean? Like relating to, I'm not saying I've ever been homeless in my life, but I've had parents who've had to struggle, and I know in Luisa's situation it's a whole lot different. She doesn't have parents, she was in the foster system, which I've never been in the foster system, but I understand struggle, you know? So it kind of, I don't know how to explain it, but I was kind of like, DNF this book, how, why? It's so filled with so much laughter, and like they were talking about Frederick Bachman's writing style in this specific book, and I'm just like, this is literally the book, the first and only book I've read from him, and it's literally so intriguing that I've automatically put him as my favorite author that I've found so far. And not that I've read too many books, let's just chill there, but his writing style is amazing, and the fact that he had an interpreter, you know, interpret this book, I don't know. I can't imagine DNFing the book. You know, to each their own. I'm not hating on the people who have DNF'd the book. I'm just confused, and I want to be like, ¿por qué? Like, why? Why? How can I help you understand, you know? Like his sense of humor and his style, and I don't know. Like, I'm falling in love with his books, with this particular book. It's so good. And my entire book club, like, they, you know, one person has finished it, the other one is like a couple chapters away from finishing it, and they've really enjoyed the book. So I'm just like, okay. I'm not in like La La Land with this book. Like, I have no ties to this book, you know what I mean, to say if it's good or not, or any of these books. Like, I'm just reading. I'm just a happy-go-lucky girl reading. So yeah, I just wanted to share that because I thought that was interesting. If you've read it and you have any thoughts, let me know. I'm not gonna be like, how dare you? But I am more like a little cat and am wondering why. You know, I'm a curious person. And I like to know why. We're gonna go ahead, and I need to edit. I actually need to edit a little bit. I have 2 videos that are supposed to go up tomorrow, and I haven't filmed one of them, so I need to film, and I need to edit my Seattle video, which I'm excited to see all the clips that I got, which I haven't started. I should have started during the week, but I didn't. I've been kind of in like a slump, not just reading, not just crocheting, just in a life slump. I get in these lulls, but hopefully something will snap and I will go back to wanting to, I guess you could say, life again. But yeah, that is it for right now. I'll see you guys in the next clip. Hey guys, quick update. So I did end up finishing the compound. I don't know if I said that. I think I may have. And I started my new little book journal or reading journal, and it has the first couple books that I've read, which is Never Lie, The Business Trip, Saving Noah, The Tenant, The Compound, and The Dare. And then the other one that I just finished last night, which is just like a short story. It was The Fall Risk by Abby Jimenez. It's the first like book that I've ever read from Abby Jimenez, so it was nice to kind of see how her writing style is. So that was really good. I really enjoyed it. I gave it a 4.5 stars. I'm going to start a Happy Marriage tonight to see how it goes. But I did get some book mail, my own book mail, because I bought all this stuff. But I wanted to share it with you. So let's go ahead and share the books that I've already opened. So the first book is All Roads Lead Here by Mariana Zapata. And it just says, the people we lose take a part of us with them, but they leave a part of themselves with us too. So, I'm not going to read the whole blurbs because I have a ton of packages to get through. This wasn't even supposed to be opening books, just a reading vlog, but this is part of the reading vlog. So the next one is the first book in this like trilogy, I think. And it's called You Had Me at Hola, and it's by Alexis Darla. It's an international bestseller. So I'm really excited to start reading this little series. Beautiful cover as well. And I don't know, I just want to read more like, I think she's more of an indie author. I don't know though. I just know she has a series and I really want to read it. So there's that one. And then I think I talked about this one briefly. This is The It Girl by Ruth Ware. And she has a bunch of books. I know I recently got The Woman in Cabin 10 and The Woman in Suite 11 or something like that. So I have this one to add. I really want to do like a series of me reading a specific author. I think that would be intriguing, you know? I digress. Let me go ahead and pick up some packages and share with you guys. So let's do this one first. Okay, this isn't what I thought it was going to be. It's yarn, so it's from my other channel. That's not for you guys, I'm sorry. Let me grab the next one. This one's definitely a book. It's not a book, oh my gosh. It's from my second channel, okay. This might just all be yarn. Okay, this one's definitely a book. This has to be a book, right? That'd be so funny if it wasn't. It's a book. And we have Impossible Creatures. I saw someone on YouTube read this book and I really enjoyed the back of it because it shows like all of the animals that are in this book or creatures in this book, and it gives like a little blurb of them. So I just, you know, I'm a crocheter, so just being intertwined with like fantasy and like getting my juices flowing about the next project that I want to crochet and that pattern that I want to make, I think this would be very intriguing. So beautiful. Love it. So I bought that book. I just know it's like supposed to be like magical and fantastical. Let's go ahead and move on to the next package. Okay, we got this little one right here. And it's not a book. Okay. Next package here. This is a book. Oh, The Lion Game by Ruth Ware. Yes, I thought I already had gotten this one, but I guess it was on its way. Not sure what it's about, but we're gonna add it to this little stack. And I have a couple more boxes, so let me grab those. I actually only had one more box, which is this one right here. Honestly, I don't know if it's books or not, so. This looks like a mysterious box. I see some books. Oh my gosh, okay, it's the series that I bought. Can you guys guess what series I bought? The Mortal Instruments, a Shadow Hunters collection. Look how beautiful this is. It's gonna look so good on my bookshelf. Look at that. I'm so excited to have these and to read them. We have City of Bones. Can y'all see that? City of Ashes, City of Glass, City of Fallen Angels, City of Lost Souls, City of Heavenly Fire, and then the Shadowhunters Codex. What is the Codex one? It looks like it's already ripping, but I don't think I'm gonna keep this anyways, so that's okay if it rips. I just wanted the books, honestly. Wow, okay. This one has photos in it. I'm gonna have to see if I need to read this first. I know nothing. I know nothing. All I know is that I'm happy that I have this. So that is everything that I got for right now. I'm sure there's more on the way, and whenever I can, I will share that with you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and read a little bit before I go to bed. And yeah, I think that was all the packages that I wanted to show you. So I will see you in the next clip. Hey guys, so quick update. It is August 5th. It's Tuesday. I didn't film for, I think, a day or two. And that is just because I have been tired. I finally worked my 3 12-hour shifts, and I took a long nap, I think from 7 to 12:30, and it is now 2:43 a.m. So I've gotten enough sleep. I will say that I did read a little bit more of One Perfect Couple by Ruth Ware on my Kindle, and I did make it to chapter 28. This is page 303 out of 390. So I read that, I'm pretty sure I read that on Saturday. I think it was Saturday. I'm pretty sure I read it on Saturday because I was on chapter 15 on Thursday. I think I read a little bit on Friday, a little bit on Saturday, and now I'm on page 303 out of 390. So today is going to be, or this morning, I'm going to make the effort of finishing this book. It's been pretty good. I don't think there's been as many twists and turns as I expected, but I really am enjoying the book. So it's at least going to get a 3.75. So we'll see if it goes beyond that. Right now I'm kind of in between. And I did end up updating my little book journal because I think I came on here and told you guys that I read The Fall Risk by Abby Jimenez. It's just a short story. So I literally just updated my little reading journal. There's The Fall Risk. There is A Perfect Couple, which I haven't written it out just yet, and I haven't finished putting how many stars. I just started with 3 because I know it's not going to go down from there. It's only going to go up. I only have less than 90 pages to go. So but yeah, there's my update on that. And then I did receive some books from Amazon that I had ordered, and they came in. I think these are all the ones that I was waiting for. So no more books are coming in unless I order them. We may not order some until the end of the week. And I do plan on going to Barnes & Noble's on Thursday, and I'm going to take you guys with me. I ended up buying a new camera, and it's itty bitty. Let me show you. I don't think I've shared that with you guys. It came with a free case, so the case is pretty big, but this is not how big the camera is. But I'm excited to use it for outdoor shots and stuff like that because I'm a shy person. I'm such an introvert. I'm not an extrovert, and I don't like cameras being all up, you know, in your face. But yeah, this is the camera. It looks like this. And the best part about this is you can take the action pod from the little viewing pod, and this is literally the camera. So I'm literally going to have this like in my hand. You can't really see it, and this is literally, you can just point it. So I think that's so cool. I ended up purchasing it. I was supposed to take it to my Seattle trip, but it didn't come in on time. But I do have it now, so I'm really excited to see what I can get filmed on this. It has an internal mic on it, so I don't have to wear a mic. And I heard the quality is pretty good, so there it goes, turned on. It's my hand's in the way, but there it goes, turned on. That is it. Very tiny, very cute. I will be testing it out on Thursday. And then let's talk about the books that I did receive from Amazon. I'm pretty sure we've already talked about these books right here, which was The Lion Game by Ruth Ware, Impossible Creatures. This one is by Catherine Rundell. And then another Ruth Ware called The It Girl. I think I talked about You Had Me at Hola by Alexis Daria. All Roads Lead Here by Mariana Zapata. I'm trying to get into my roots and read more, just diversity, honestly, and more of the Latin culture. So that's why I'm gonna start reading that series of You Had Me at Hola. It has like 4 or 5 books. I only bought the first book. I do plan on buying the rest of the books. And then I did find another series. I can't remember, but it's like a Western series. It's like a Mexican Western. And I'm not really into Westerns, if I'm being completely honest with you, but something about it intrigued me. I don't remember specifically. I don't know if it was about vampires or zombies or something. I don't know. It had a twist, I think. It's culturally rooted. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to add that to my TBR, and I will get to it one day. But yeah. That's the reason why I bought those books specifically. Someone was talking about The Painter by Will Davenport, so I went ahead and bought this one. It says it's a thrilling resonance between past and present painting and people. So it's supposed to be really good. It's supposed to be about someone who I think is on a boat or something at sea. His wife is cheating on him with the painter and with someone else, and you're reading it through letters, I think. I could be completely off. Don't listen to me. But I think that's what I heard about this, and I'm like, ooh, adds to cart, and I purchased it. So very excited to have this. I think this came from out of the United States, so it has traveled. It is actually a used book. I didn't know that when I purchased it, but it is, and it had like a little sticker on it that said 10 euros. I should have kept it on there. That was pretty cool to like know that this has been a used book and it's like traveled so far. I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, that is where that book came from. And then this one I'm so excited to read. I'm excited to read all of these books, guys. The only reason I would purchase a book is because I'm excited to read it. I don't purchase books that I don't want to read. You know what I mean? Like, we're not in school anymore. I'm not going to purchase books that I do not want to read. So this one is called Deadly Occupant. Someone said it reminded them of Pretty Little Liars. So I went ahead and bought it. It's a pretty thick book. They don't look too bad. Like the wording in this doesn't look very small. So I think I would finish this pretty fast. It has 405 pages. I see a lot of white space though, so that is a good sign for a good book for me. And then I did end up buying this series right here. I don't remember the specific name for the series, but the first book in this is called Keeper of Enchanted Rooms, and it is by Charlie Holmberg. That's what it looks like. I'll read the little blurb on this one here in a second. And then the second book is called Air of Uncertain Magic. I really like these covers. They're really cute. And then the third book is called Boy of Chaotic Making. Look at those covers. And then the last book is called, which is the shortest book, it's called Wizard of Most Wicked Ways. So I went ahead and bought this little series. It was pretty inexpensive. I think I bought them each individual. I don't think there was like a pack for them. But let's read the little synopsis on the back here. It says, magic has made itself a home. Rhode Island, 1846, estranged from his family, writer Merritt Fernsby is surprised when he inherits a remote estate in the Narragansett Bay. Though the property has been uninhabited for more than a century, Merritt is ready to call it home until he realizes he has no choice. With its doors slamming shut and locking behind him, Wimberg House is not about to let Merritt leave. Ever. Huldah Larkin of the Boston Institute for the Keeping of Enchanted Rooms has been trained in taming such structures in order to preserve their historical and magical significance. She understands that dangers of bespelled homes given to tantrums. She advises that it's in Merritt's best interest to make Windborough House their ally. To do that, she'll need to move in too. Prepared as she is with augury, a set of magic tools, and a new staff trained in the uncanny, Huldah's work still proves unexpectedly difficult. She and Merritt grow closer as the investigation progresses, but the house's secrets run deeper than they anticipated, and the ascendant walls aren't their only concern. Something outside is coming for the enchantments of Windborough House. Maybe it's Winbrow. And it could be dangerous than what rattles within. I'm really excited. I am starting to get more into fantasy. Like in my head, I haven't physically picked up a book, but every fantasy book that I want to read is like in a huge series. I think that's why I picked up this Impossible Creatures book, just to kind of dip my toe into it. I did get these books, so I'm excited to have all of that. We will see what we pick up next, but right now the goal is to finish One Perfect Couple, to start a happy marriage, and to finish My Friends. Hopefully I finish all of that in this vlog. You guys will know if I do. That is it for right now. I'll see you guys here in a little bit. Hey guys, so I'm gonna be completely honest with you. It's already Thursday. It is August 7th. It's 4:37 p.m. And honestly, I haven't really read much. I planned on finishing One Perfect Couple, and I still have yet to finish it. Let me grab my Kindle to tell you guys what page I'm actually on. Yeah, I was definitely supposed to finish this a while ago and start on One Happy Marriage. I just haven't picked it up. I've been literally, I feel like bed rotting in my bed. I'm on page 309 out of 390. Can you guys see that? I'm so close to being done. I just have yet to pick this up. I'm on chapter 28. The hope is to finish it today and tomorrow start on One Happy Marriage and then end this vlog. Who knows? Like I said, I've just been demotivated with everything. I did start on a new collection, which is called the Creepy Crawler collection for my crochet business. So let me share that with you guys because I feel pretty proud of my little Halloween collection. It's coming together. I think I showed you guys my little wannabe Frankenstein that I haven't finished. I don't know where he's at. He's not in front of me. I think he's down here in my little like whip basket. But let me share the ones that I've already finished. They just need a couple of touches left, but they're pretty much done. So we have little Chucky here. He's so cute, isn't he? So we have him. My favorite one is Freddy Krueger. So this is like baby Krueger. He's so cute. I love his little hat. And then he has his little hand here with his little scissors, or not scissors, knives. I think they're knives. He's in a little onesie. And then we have Michael Myers. I was trying to do his little hair because it's like very messy. But this is like the baby version of him. So cute. He even has the little details here on his overalls. And then I have Jason here. Here's his little body and his little head and his mask. His little mask can come off. I just haven't taken pictures of this, or else it would all be assembled. I need to take photos for the pattern. There he goes. I think he looks really good. So that's the 4 that I worked on this week. I just wanted to share those with you because I'm really proud of these designs and I can't wait for them to come out. I did receive a box of books, so I wanted to open that up with you guys. That's the reason why I came on here. Oh my gosh, okay. So we have Bride by Ali Hazelwood. I keep hearing, I think from 2 people that I watched, they said this was their favorite Ali Hazelwood read. I went ahead and bought myself a copy. We'll see. I think it's about like werewolves. Yeah, werewolves. That's all I know about it. And then I did get this new series, or it's a duology, I think. It only has 2 books. It's called The Rage of Dragons. It's by Evan Winter. It says, a world caught in an eternal war, one young man will become his people's only hope for survival. It says Game of Thrones meets Gladiator, and I love Game of Thrones, so I think this is going to be a win for me. So I'm excited to start on that, and I think the second book is in here. Yes, The Fires of Vengeance by Evan Winter. I don't want to read the back because this is the second book in the duology, so they're both pretty thick. But I'm excited to read them. And then the last book that I got is this little cutie. It's called Lore of the Tides, and it's by Annalie Brana. I think the S is silent. I have no clue. Maybe the B is silent. But look how beautiful this book is. This is a duology as well, and I did buy the second book, which should be coming. It just didn't come in this order. Yes, this book looks so cool. It says, Lore Alimiu wakes up to discover she's on a ship in the middle of the ocean. Held prisoner with no way to escape, she's faced with a dire set of circumstances. A crew that's distrustful of Lore's magic capabilities, her betrayal by a fae she thought she could trust, a dangerous quest for the Sun book which, if placed in the wrong hands, will make the Aletharian fae even more powerful. Lore must navigate threats on the ship and beyond into the ocean's magical and mysterious depths in order to find the Sun book and help free the humans. All the while, Lore can't help but feel the intense pull of one fae male. But is she willing to risk her human heart for creatures that have burned her in the past and jeopardized her people's future? So that's so cool. I love the artwork on this front cover. Those are the 4 books that I received today in the mail. Very excited to add those to my collection. Yeah, I said collection. That's funny. I should get back to trying to read One Perfect Couple. I'm waiting on dinner. We're gonna have some fried chicken, so I'm excited about that. I think that's it for right now. So I appreciate you guys coming on this journey, even though it was a semi-fail. Hopefully I finish this today and I can start on One Happy Marriage. I have not finished Friends by Frederick Bachman. That is just something that I like to slowly read. I don't know. I like gobble up every single word, and to me it's so sad, and I want to like be enthralled in the book to where I don't want to read it fast, or it's just the ending is going to come too soon, if that makes sense. That's why there's certain series that I don't finish, like on Netflix, because I don't want it to ever end, and I feel like that's what I'm doing with that book, and it sucks because I really do want to read it. Anyway, I will get back to you guys. Hopefully I finish this. If not, the update's gonna suck. I'll see you guys in the next clip. Hey guys, so I haven't read anything just yet. It's 8:00 p.m. It's Thursday. I was doing some prepping so I could do my meal prep for the weekend since I work on weekends. So I was doing that. I had to go pick up my HEB order, and now I'm back home. I prepped my food. We're gonna have tenders, green beans, potatoes, and then yogurt will be like my dessert, and I have jello to put on top of it and dark chocolate, so I'm excited about that. And then my snacks are like sun chips and oh, it was just the yogurt. So we have a lot of filling stuff for the weekend because I'm gonna start meal prepping again. I used to I kind of got out of the habit and started just bringing sandwiches. Now I'm no longer wanting just sandwiches. Happy that I'm starting my meal prep again. But I did have a cool little box waiting for me, and it is Book of the Month, which I am a subscriber to. I went ahead and added an extra book. That's why this box is a little bit bigger. So let's go ahead and open it to see. I heard something rattling in there, but it's probably nothing. Nice, look at that. So I think this is a special edition copy. I think that's why I got it. But I got Immortal Consequences. Some Fates Are Worse Than Death. This is by Ivy Marie. 6 Rivals, 1 Victor. Eternity is Only the Beginning. Beautiful sprayed edges right there. So I love it. So excited to read this. Oh my gosh, and the writing is so big. Like, that's just crazy to me. The writing is so big. I love it. Okay, so that's the first book that I got, and then I think I added the second book. And this is called Forget Me Not by Stacy Willingham. I love this. This is like a soft matte material. I love the feeling of it. And this looks like a jungle or something. It looks like there's a car in between all of that. I don't remember what this is about. Let's read like just the first paragraph of the blurb because the blurb is really, really long. 22 years ago, Claire Campbell's older sister Natalie disappeared shortly after her 18th birthday. Days later, her blood was found in a car. A man was arrested and the case was swiftly closed. In the decades since, Claire has attempted to forget her traumatic past by moving to the city and climbing the ranks as an investigative journalist until an unexpected call from her father forces her to come back home and face it all anew. I can't wait to read this. It just sounds so good. So that is the premise of that one. So I'm excited. And I think the little bookmark was rattling around. We're happy to call you a friend. Save $5 on every add-on. Ship up to 5 books every month. Very excited. That's why I added that add-on because I did have like a point. So the only thing I paid for was the actual book that I added on, I believe. I think it was like $15.99, which is pretty inexpensive for a hardcover. And then the other one had sprayed edges, so I was like, why not? That is all I wanted to share with you guys. Let me try to read some. Right now I'm in the middle of like finishing this other little plushie, and then I plan on reading tonight, so I will see you guys later today. Hopefully I have an update for you guys. Hey guys, so quick update. It is Friday. I finally ended up finishing One Perfect Couple, and it was actually really good. The ending surprised me, and the ending from this book is exactly what I wanted from The Compound. It was able to explain everything that I had in my head because I don't like to leave a book with what ifs. So it showed us everything that happened afterwards and how everything was dealt with. So I am just excited that I finished the book, first of all, and that it ended the way that it did. So I remember I was all like, maybe I'll give it a 3.7. I'm not sure. I'm teetering between a 3 and a 4. Definitely a 4 over a 4. I think I'm going to give it a 4.5. It was a really good book. Some of the pacing was a little bit slower, but honestly, like if I really think about it, it wasn't that slow. Also, I know that sounds confusing. But also all of the scenes were very graphic. Like it very much gave you specifics, and I really enjoyed that because I was able to like visualize it. The only complaint that I do have, which isn't even a complaint because I'm US based, right? But I think that book is like based in London, so they had different meanings for different things, and I didn't understand it, and I would have to look everything up. But that's the only thing. But besides that, it was a really good book. Yeah, I have nothing bad to say about it. It's not a 5-star read for me, but it is a 4.5, and that's a really good rating. So yeah, I also ended up starting another book, which is called They Bloom at Night. It's by Trang Than Tran. Looks like this, very beautiful cover. I also ended up getting some more books that came in today, so let me grab those and share those with you guys, and then we can end this video off. Okay, so you guys saw that first book, They Bloom at Night. That was one of the ones that I got today, and I just opened it up and started reading it. So that, I guess that's gonna be on my August reads. The other book that I got is I Who Have Never Known Men by Jacqueline Hartman. It's a very thin book. I figured I would get it and I would read it. And then this book I've been anticipating. No one recommended this, but I've already talked about this, but I really want to read more people from my community, like Hispanic, Latino community, so I can support them and, you know, just support my fellow Mexican Americans and Latinas. I ended up getting Vampires of El Norte. It's by Isabel Cañas. It seems really good. It's about vampires, vaqueros, and star-crossed lovers face off on the Texas-Mexico border in the supernatural Western. So I thought that was pretty cool. So I went ahead and got that book. And then we have, I think I showed you guys the first book. I believe this is the second book, or vice versa, I can't remember. But this is Lore of the Wilds by Annalie Sabrana. So yeah, I got both books. So this is the first or second book. I think this is the second book. It says, an abandoned library with a deadly enchantment, a fey lord who will do anything to get in, a brave human woman, a collector of stories willing to risk it all for a taste of knowledge and power. And then I got these 3 books, which are a series, I believe. This one is called Good Girl Complex. It is by L. Kennedy. And then we got Bad Girl Reputation. And then we got The Summer Girl by L. Kennedy. I'm not sure which one goes in front of which, but these all feel like summer vibes, so I will probably wait until next summer to read these, but I had to get them. Like, they're pretty inexpensive on Amazon, so I went ahead and got them. I am so excited to have these in my collection. I know you guys were expecting a Barnes & Noble's trip. I was supposed to go today, but the internet, I know this... I know I'm trying to correlate these two, but the internet has not been working at my house, so that sucks, and it just put me behind on other stuff. I was trying to work on some of my crochet patterns, and I can't because I can't even access Canva, which is what I use to make my patterns. I caught up on sleep, honestly. That's what I ended up doing. I haven't even been able to edit my videos because of everything that I use is internet based. I can't upload, but that's okay. It's my fault for waiting for the last minute to do everything. But that is the update that I ended up finishing that book. We can finally put it in my book journal. Rated a 4.5 star. I think I already put the photo in here. I did. One Perfect Couple by Ruth Ware. I already did the picture. I printed it out. I just need to write everything in and finish my star rating. But yeah, I'm excited. So we ended up reading in this vlog, we ended up reading The Compound, finishing The Compound, reading The Dare, reading The Forest. Both of those were short stories. And then finishing One Perfect Couple. I didn't even touch My Friends, which is sad. And I wanted to start on One Happy Marriage, but my Kindle doesn't have any internet connection, so I couldn't start on that. That's why I ended up starting on this book instead, which is They Bloom at Night. Very good. I've only gotten to page 7, so not in it too deep at all, but it's very interesting. This book is mainly about, from what I've read, it's about a girl who's with her mom. They have lost her dad and her brother, and her mom believes that they have basically, their souls have gone into something else. Reincarnation. There we go. I'm so sorry. They have been reincarnated, and so she was seeing someone to kind of guide her and tell her where to find them, where to find what they reincarnated into. The lady ends up dying, but she left her a note that she believes is that the mom believes is for her. There's also a a whole twist in it too, where there's like, I don't know if you can see that, but there's like these red twines or something. Like it has taken over the entire city and all of the water and everything. It's basically like, it's like supernatural. They know that things live underwater. They don't know what it is. A lot of people have witnessed seeing monsters, or what they call monsters. So let me go ahead and read this because I'm probably confusing you guys, but it says, "They have always been monsters all around us. Since the hurricane, the town of Mercy, Louisiana, has been overtaken by a strange red algae bloom. Noon and her mother have carved out a life in the wreckage, trawling for the mutated wildlife that lurks in the water and trading it to the corrupt harbor master. When she focused on survival, Noon doesn't have to cope with what happened to her at the cove, or with the monster itching at her skin. Mercy has never been a safe place, but it's getting worse. People are disappearing, and the only clue as to why are whispers of underwater shadows and warnings to never answer the knocks at night. When the harbor master demands she capture the creature that's been drowning residents, Noon finds a reluctant ally in his daughter, Covey. And as the next storm approaches, the two set off to find what's haunting Mercy. After all, Noon is no stranger to monsters." So yeah, it's some weird algae that's like growing everywhere, and you cannot like get rid of it, and it's like intertwined throughout the entire like water supply of the city, and it's now going up into like the houses and the streets and all of that. So it's just crazy. It's kind of like an apocalypse, you know what I mean? With like red algae everywhere, and you can't get rid of it. Pretty interesting. You can't stay stagnant for long, from what I understand. But yeah, I've only read 7 pages, so I don't know too much. I just know what they've talked about and what not to do. So that is the end of this video, guys. I appreciate you guys for coming on the week journey with me to see everything that I could read and following up with you guys. I think for my first one, I did okay. I could have done better, you know, but I'm not going to not be proud of myself because I did end up reading and I finished a couple of books. So yeah, that is it. And I started a new one. But yeah, that's it, guys. Make sure you follow if you're interested in keeping up with me. I appreciate you guys so much. And make sure you comment below anything that you're currently reading. Tell me a little bit about yourself. I would love to know about you. And you can also follow me on Mellyinspired Crochet, which is my crochet channel, if you're interested. I think we're at 13,000 over there. But yeah, or follow me on Instagram, Mellyinspired Crochet. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.